To authorize the WorldPay SOAP API, you need to follow a series of steps to ensure secure and successful integration. First, you need to create a WorldPay account and obtain your merchant ID and other necessary credentials. Next, you will need to generate a certificate and private key which will be used to authenticate your API requests. You can generate these using a tool like OpenSSL or by contacting WorldPay support for assistance. Once you have your certificate and private key, you can proceed to configure your SOAP client to use them for authentication. This typically involves setting the certificate and private key files in your SOAP client. Configuration. After configuring your SOAP client, you can start making API requests to the WorldPay server. You will need to include your merchant ID and other credentials in the request header to authenticate your request. Best practice is to test your API integration in a sandbox environment before going live to ensure that everything is working as expected. WorldPay provides a sandbox environment for testing purposes. To make an API request, you will need to create a SOAP envelope that includes the request data and authentication credentials. The SOAP envelope should be formatted according to the WorldPay API specification. When making an API request, you should always validate the response to ensure that it was successful and that the expected data was returned. You should also handle any errors that may occur during the request. In conclusion, authorizing the WorldPay SOAP API requires careful planning and configuration to ensure secure and successful integration. By following these steps and best practices, you can ensure that your API integration is successful and that you can start processing payments securely and efficiently. It is recommended to consult the WorldPay API documentation for detailed information on how to authorize the WorldPay SOAP API and to get the latest information on API endpoints and authentication methods. By following these guidelines and taking the necessary precautions, you can ensure that your WorldPay SOAP API integration is secure and successful.